Ram Krishna Hari. Today's question is, I have been cheated in the business and I have lost a very big amount. I'm struggling to continue my business. And in this situation, how to be happy and how to handle the situation. So this is the question has been asked now. And most of you answered very well. And I just now try to find out what you said. And finally, I come to the conclusion. First thing, one must understand what is business. It's like a game. The success and failure are part and parcel of the game. One must clearly and very well understood well before the starting of the business. Even if you do it honestly, even if you do it skillfully, still the losses are bound to occur, which we cannot avoid it. As if that we are going traveling from one place to the other place. Even if we follow perfectly the traffic rules and everything, there is no guarantee that we will reach there. So the life has no security. So first we should understand there is no security for our life. See, there is no security for our life itself, then where is the security for our money? When you doesn't have the security, how could you have the security for the things which you possess? We can think like that also, no? So therefore, the basic understanding one must have that anything can happen at any time. So one must try to learn lessons from what he had done and try to put forth what has to be done next. So this is the way one must think rather than crying of what has happened. So this is what you have answered. And the another person has nicely told that, see, when the profit comes, they are not at all bothering. And they never say that why it has become, why it happened to me like that and all. But only when the loss comes, they started asking the God, why it happened to me, why you selected me for my loss. So these things and all, people used to ask me. For that, a nice example I have given. What it is a tennis player, it's a famous Wimbledon champion. Once he was affected by the cancer, that time, one of his fan was raising a question. Why the God has selected you for such a killful disease? So for that, that man has very nicely replied for that fan. See, the Wimbledon champion is not so easy to achieve. Out of several crores and crores of peoples, I have been selected for the Wimbledon champion. That time I never asked God why you selected me in crores and crores of people. When such is the case, what is the rights I have to ask why you selected for me to this cancer? So when one has able to, if he is a bhakta of a God, if he is a devotee of a God, when you are able to understand that everything is happening based on our own karmic principle as well as the plan of the God, then you have to accept whatever happens as a prasad of God. So we should not say that I will accept this, I will not accept this. Then it becomes a partiality. If you understand the love of God, if you believe in God, if you surrender to God, then you will accept it wholeheartedly. Why not? So this is the way the other person has also answered. And the other one has also told about the karma. So we would have been done something in the past life, and that would have been reflected here. So therefore, my karma is getting reduced by this action. So it is a good thing only. Why should it is the thinking is a bad? So in that way, also one must think to cool his mind. And the other thing is, why do you think that the loss of money is a very big problem? The people have lost some their eyes, their legs, their hands, and people are suffered through deadly diseases like cancer and many things. So they may feel that losing of money is not at all a matter, but I lost my hand. So when compared to the other problem, your problem is not a big problem. So therefore, when you can think that, okay, you assume it's a big, but if you start comparing with others, then automatically it is not a big. So here what has to be understood is, there is nothing is big, nothing is small. So it's all our viewpoint. When you think it's a big, it's a big. If you don't think that it is a big, then automatically it is not a big, no. So therefore, don't consider it's a problem. Just forget about what has happened and just think about what is going to happen. And again, Don't bother about the things which has been gone away from you. So in that way, Jnaneswari, the Jnandev is also told in one particular sloha, don't think about the past, just think about the future and march forward. Whatever the bad things happen in your life, it is needless to think and all. So these are all the various answers you give. And one more person has also nicely gave that when you are going for a theme park, you are working hard, you are taking a lot of risks, and finally you are spending money and come back. Similarly, the business is also a challenging and most, what to say, risky job. Here, we have also enjoyed something, and finally, that loss is nothing but we spend something for the theme park. No, you can think like that. You can enjoy in that way. So these things and all has been discussed, but it may seems to be a little bit difficult for you to digest, but it is not a big thing. If you really understand the basic essence of spirituality, definitely one can understand all these things are true. And finally, my vision is one must try to understand the basic understanding of where is happiness, where is the relaxation of mind. See, basically, it is well within us in the sense that how you think, what is your attitude, how you look at the things, how you perceive the things. So, this is the way you can be happy. See, the same, many people are lost in the business, but after several losses, I don't think, one man from Japan, is a very famous, I think Toyota, or I don't know, I've forgotten. I think Ford Motors or Honda, I don't know. So it's a real story. Actually, when he started the business, he has failed not only once, twice, thrice, and finally he has become a number one. In the whole of the world, he has become a number one. So after several failures, only he has succeeded. So in the failures, he has learned the lessons and he has just marched forward rather than thinking and rather than crying in one side. It's all again an attitude. So you have lost in your business, but now you are crying. But that man learned lessons a lot of from it and tried to march forward and finally got a success. Every failure is a stepping stone towards the success is also one of the famous slogan, no? So therefore, here it is needless to bother for what happened, but why it has happened, what I have to do next. Will it be possible to continue, or is it totally not possible to continue? Even if it is not totally, even if it is totally not possible to continue, still there is a lot of ways to live, a lot of ways to be happy. It's not the only way to be happy, no. Business is the one of the way you chosen to be happy, but it's not the only one of the way. If you are able to continue, okay, well and good, you can. Otherwise, you can choose for some other path also. So therefore, here what I wanted to insist you is, first try to realize the happiness is well within me. Whatever happens, I can be able to be happy. And here, some people have told that some eyes has gone, some people legs has gone, but still they are happy. It's all mainly depend on attitude what you have. Let whatever happens, I am going to be cool in my mind and try to gratitude on the persons who have cheated you. See, it is that cheating which gives you a lot of lessons to you. It is that cheating which makes you think about the spirituality, which makes you to apply whatever the Jnanadev teaches in our life. Without these difficulties, without these challenges, we totally forget the Bhagavad Gita and God. So only these things will make us understand what is life and where is the happiness and what we have to do. So let all these things happen. And when your attitude thinks in this way, automatically you won't think it is a negative aspect, it's a positive aspect only. So therefore, here we never blame others. So we made a mistake. Of course, we gave money. I relied on him, but finally he cheated him. It is not like that. See, you gave that without knowing how much you can afford. So that is lack of your intellect. You can think in that way also. Otherwise, you can simply keep thinking that I'm just playing the game, I'm the instrument of the God. God is activating me, I'm just enjoying whatever happens in that. If you are able to have such a great mind, then also it is okay. So there are lots and lots of attitude, right way of attitude. The spirituality teaches us. When we cultivate that kind of attitude, then this is not a big problem. And in fact, I can say that whatever the problem comes, we will not feel it is a problem, and we will take it as a challenge, and we will take it as a spirit to apply the spiritual knowledge in that, and we can enjoy in such situation also. Thank you. This is my answer.